See what she said.
Yeah. Hey, how were the pecans?
Not a very nice wife, and I kept them all to myself. They're very. I eat that
Do you know,
every day.
do you know that I gave away about $600 worth of pecans? Yeah, about $600.
Where you get them?
I get them down in Luther, Oklahoma. Do you want to be lifted up?
No, I'm trying not to, want to lean back.
Oh.
Me. I'll find it in about 4 months.
Man, we really kind of moved around, didn't we?
Meet you. Congratulations, or maybe not so much, but
We'll find out.
you'll figure that out.
Avel.
Yeah.
Good afternoon, everybody. We'll call our meeting to order of the Butler Community College Board of Trustees. This is our January 13th regular meeting, and we will start with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Do we have any changes, amendments to the agenda? If not, would entertain a motion to approve it.
Mr. Chair, I move that we approve the agenda.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Trustee Good?
Yeah.
Trustee Howell?
Yes.
Trustee Rhodes?
Yes.
Trustee Hueslick?
Yes.
Trustee Shearer?
Yes.
Trustee Brown?
Yes.
Trustee Smith?
Yes.
There.
Okay, we'll do the swearing in a little bit, but we'll start off with recognition. So Dr. Daniel.
So we have several is that on? I think so. We have several
It took a couple of presses for mine to turn green.
And I had to hold down on mine.
I think it's turned on.
How about that? It's just me.
No.
All right,
Recording.
okay. So we're gonna start off with John Simpson, Holly Silva, and Harrison Hatridge. So unfortunately, we had a faculty member, Daryl Runyon. He passed away and went through quite a bit of illness, and we had several people that stepped up to help in that place. And these members, facing extenuating circumstances with grace and determination. This is a difficult thing when you have a faculty member colleague that steps up. So these 3 people stepped up and took over the classes for Daryl Runyon. And so we are recognizing John, Holly, and Harrison. Are any of them here today?
Oh.
Thank you for all you did.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Hey, thank you all.
And then next we have Matt Udlin, Valerie Mack, and Amanda Finninger. Community performance and outreach. Wow, it was amazing this season. These faculty members spent countless hours at Century 2 assisted living facilities and high schools for performances and recruitment. And I'm telling you, they did a phenomenal job and they were on the road all the time. So Matt, Valerie, and Amanda. Okay, next we have Natasha Gravitt. Professionalism under pressure. Natasha, the ADMC administrative assistant for ADMC, worked doubly hard to make sure the 700 building was operational during the HVAC renovation. And I can tell you, I just know what all that lady does, and it's pretty amazing. She is a phenomenal employee and really has it all together. And I don't think she, yeah. we'll get her. Well, we can congratulate. And next, our own Dr. Heather Ringenbaugh, ADMC advocate. This is a certificate to recognize her for the many hours that she spent in the basement at Century 2, helping the headliners prepare for their show. So thank you, Dr. Ringenbaugh. And our very own Bill Rankenbaugh, van driver and witch wayer for Headliners Mystery Tour. There was a lot that went into that, and Bill really stepped up and helped that group. So thank you.
Thank you.
And then also want to note that Valerie Mack, Matt, Chad Ingram, and Amanda conducted the vocal music students on a grand mystery tour. The mystery tour is held on the last Friday of the semester, and vocal music faculty take students to a number of different locations to sing Christmas music, including area high schools, assisted living facilities, and church groups. So thank you very much.
That it? Okay, thank you. If our, yep, if our new trustees could meet me at the podium. You've already voted, so I guess too late now. Oh, yeah, come on, we'll just. Okay, so please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I do solemnly affirm. I do solemnly affirm.
Jim?
I didn't have to do this last time. I do solemnly affirm.
That I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of Kansas.
I was faithfully discharge the duties of chaplain. You want me to read this?
Yeah, yes.
Constitution of the state of Kansas.
That's why I flunked the bar.
And faithfully discharge the duties of trustee, Butler County Community College.
Faithfully discharge the duties of trustee.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Congratulations.
Right downhill from here.
It took me 8.5 years to figure that out.
Okay, now that we've done that, the start of each year, we have our our elections of board officers and appointments. We start that by, I guess, the chair position is the first one, and then we'll move through the rest. So would entertain motions for or nominations for the chair position.
Mr. Chair, I'd like to nominate Forrest Rhodes as chairman.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Okay. I think the way we've done it in the past is we take all the nominations up front and then we vote on them in the order in which the nominations were made. So do we have any other nominations for chair? None?
Okay. Trustee Good?
Yes.
Trustee Howell? Trustee Rhodes?
Yes.
Trustee Hueslick?
Yes.
Trustee Shear?
Yes.
Trustee Brown?
Yes.
Trustee Smith?
Yes. Thank you all. I will continue for one more year. We'll now move to the vice chair. Do we have any nominations for that?
Mr. Chair, I'd like to nominate Dr. Aaron Hueslick for vice chair.
We have a second for that.
Second.
Okay, a second. Any other nominations for vice chair?
Trustee Good?
Yes.
Trustee Howell?
Yes.
Trustee Rhodes?
Yes.
Trustee Hueslick?
Yes.
Trustee Shear?
Yes.
Trustee Brown?
Yes.
Trustee Smith?
Yeah. Okay. Aaron, congratulations. How about nominations for secretary treasurers?
I'll nominate trustee Shear.
Second. We have motion and second. Do we have any other nominations for secretary treasurer?
May I speak to Shelby? Would you like to do something?
No, thank you.
Sure.
I'll just stay on capital projects again at that time.
Okay.
Any other nominations before?
Hearing none. I think we-
Trustee Good,
Yes.
trustee Howell, trustee Rhodes,
Yes.
trustee Hueslick,
Yes.
trustee Shear,
Yes.
trustee Brown,
Yes.
trustee Smith.
Yes. Dave, congratulations. The rest, in the past, we've not, do we have to vote on the delegate or is it just, so it's just a consensus? No, Mary Martha, you've held that before. Do you want to continue? Does anyone else
I would
want
love to
to?
continue.
And when you can't go, I'll go.
And there's no, I mean, just so everyone knows, we're not limited in how many people
No.
attend. We're only limited in how many people can vote.
Right.
So if others want to attend a meeting, we're all welcome to do that. Hearing no opposition, Mary Martha and Dave as an alternate, sounds great. The Finance Committee, the vice chair gets part of that by default, and then we have one additional one.
Nobody told me that.
Would be bait and switch is what that's called.
Okay, I would like to volunteer for that because it's taken about a year to understand all of this stuff and Aaron and I are just now beginning to understand the finances.
Dave does an excellent job.
That is a wonderful idea.
And anyone can attend
Yeah.
at 3:30 before the meeting.
Okay, I have been on the foundation board for the last several years. I'm happy to continue in that liaison role. If someone else would like to, I'm happy to step back.
Go for it.
Okay, educational facilities, Dave and I did that last year. I'm happy to continue in it if anybody else wants to do it. They meet Wednesday mornings. It's scheduled quarterly, but it turns into maybe 2 or 3 times a year. Usually
Yeah.
at least one quarter it gets, or is it month? Is it scheduled monthly?
Yeah, it's kind of scheduled monthly, but
Maybe it's quarterly is what it actually.
it kind of picks up in the summertime sometime and then ends in the fall. And
You guys haven't met for a long time.
we're not meeting tomorrow either.
Right.
Just saw that.
Yeah.
Okay, well then I guess, Dave and I can continue in that role. And then we need 2 people for capital projects. Sounds like Shelby wants to do one of those. Anybody else interested in that?
I really want to do that.
Dave,
I
you
really,
do a
really-
lot.
I know, but I really want on the capital projects too with Shelby.
Well,
Shelby has good ideas.
you know, I just think that we need to spread this around.
Okay. I'm game.
Like Jim,
Who else
I
is?
moved to kick David off, but I'll be on the EFA, done that. He wants off,
which one?
the EFA.
And I wouldn't mind being on capital projects either, just to see what goes on.
What is the full composition of capital projects?
We've met once in 6 years.
Yeah.
Maybe twice, but it is gearing up.
I'll jump on.
Yeah, we could have, we wouldn't want to have 4, or we get into quorum issues for an open meeting, but we could have 3.
I'll volunteer to do it.
Okay,
I know Dave said he really wants to be.
He wants to be on all of them.
Well, he has a
I'll
great,
get off the capital project since we have a banker on there.
all right.
It's a credit union.
Yeah, credit.
There you go.
okay, so, Jennifer, do you have all that? That's right. Okay. Anybody for public comment today? Anyone that's here is here for public comment? Okay, seeing no one jumping at that opportunity, we will move to our standing reports. I'm guessing student government is not here yet. Yeah, I wouldn't be here if it was a student either. I would not have to be, classes haven't restarted yet, so I get, operational staff. Yep.
Operations staff has, our silent auction coming up at the Spring ID, Institutional Development Day. We'll be doing, accepting gently used donations. And then we will continue to do our silent auction basket. And what that is it's a little challenge between department and division. So if anybody that wants to put together a basket, whose ever basket raises the highest funds gets a pizza party or money towards a food day. We've had some very creative baskets in the past, so it's kind of fun to see what's going to come up next.
Who's the defending winner?
IS. I won't tell you what's in our baskets. That's right. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter what's in it, just that we won. I would also like to read a thank you or a correspondence from one of our adoptive family people that received the gift this year. This is one of the reasons why we do this, is to help support families during the Christmas season to make meaningful impact. A mom should never have to tell her son that Santa would not be visiting this year. And because of the donation and the generosity of this gift, the gift that was received changed this conversation. And this is what was said. You have no idea how much this will help my son and I. It will indeed be an amazing holiday. It brought tears to my eyes when I opened it. I thought it was so random and I don't understand, but I am grateful. Thank you to everyone. So again, we appreciate everyone that contributes the time and donations and support to make our program such a success. So it really does matter, you know, what we do for everybody. So
Carrie, when's the silent auction?
when is the silent auction when is the spring IDD? It's the Thursday before Good Friday. April 2nd. There you go.
Thank you.
So, yeah. Anything that you want to get rid of? Just, yeah.
Thank you. Professional employees, Camille.
Very small.
Hello to everyone. It's good to see you all again. It's been a couple of months since I've been up here. On behalf of the professional employees, I would like to officially welcome our new trustees, Trustee Brown, and welcome back Trustee Howell. We appreciate your service to the college and look forward to getting to know you better. Since we do have some new additions, I figured I might really quickly introduce myself. My name is Camille Freeman. I've been serving as the president for the Professional Employees Union for the past year and a half. That is the BCCEA, the Butler Community College Education Association, which is a local affiliate for the Kansas National Education Association. So I represent all of the faculty, advisors, and counselors at Butler. And I've also been a math professor at Butler since 2012. It's pretty early in the semester, so I don't have much to share. The professional employees are busy getting our students enrolled and our classes ready to go. We're excited to get the semester underway. And in fact, I have a department meeting to get to, so I am going to scoot out after my report. But does anyone have any questions for me? Hearing none, good night. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Camille, let them know you would love to meet with them for coffee or whatever.
Yeah.
Email.
Okay.
You will get an email from me for coffee.
It wasn't terrible. No, it was great.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Camille. Board Finance Committee. Dave, anything of note?
We have several things of note, but the biggest note is that we met with the auditor today. And I'll go to the very back, because that's where all the important stuff was.
That's still Michael Gerber.
And that was Michael Gerber, and Michael Gerber gave the college a clean letter from the auditor with no exceptions and everything else. So our team has performed in exemplary fashion.
No recommendation.
No recommendations at all.
Right.
Zilch, zero, none. Poof.
Good job. That's the best kind of report. Foundation board, nothing that I know of. Do we have anything, Tom? We meet next, our quarterly meeting is next month.
It is, I believe perhaps you received an invitation to the auction,
Oh,
maybe.
Mhm.
Oh, it's on your seat, okay. Coming up the first Friday of March. Just a quick update, all the tables are sold. And we have ample live and silent auction items are coming into play, so it should be a fun evening, and we appreciate anybody who's purchased a table. Thank you very much, and looking forward to celebrating here with you all in a couple months.
it's a wonderful event.
I'm gonna be in there.
Dr. Daniel,
Yes.
turn it
Well, the
back over
first
to you.
thing is we want to recognize Forrest for his work.
Oh,
So we do have a gift for him. We appreciate what you've done this
Thank you.
last year and what you're gonna do again this year. For that. So first thing is, I think as most of you know, the legislation session has started on Monday. It's off to a bang. There's a lot going on. I will be in Topeka Thursday. We have all the presidents going to Topeka. We have some discussions with legislators and some things going on most of that day. So I will be there then, but I think another one that's worth mentioning, because this will happen, prior to our next board meeting, is we have students going to the Capitol. We have in Dr. Guerrero's area, we have some fire science students that are going to set up in the rotunda and demonstrate. They have a TV that actually shows what they do in their program and, going into the burning building and rescuing and that sort of thing. All the colleges are showcasing a program. We kind of are showcasing too, because not only are we showcasing fire science, BCTV students are going to go and videotape the entire event for all the community colleges. So that'll be posted. You'll be able to see that at some point. They'll have a recording of that. So super excited about having the students there, and they will be there on January 26th, and I'll be there as that day as well. So more to come as the session unfolds. Another noteworthy thing that we have coming up, I would love to have any trustees that are available and would be willing to come. If you are, you can let us know. But on the 21st at 1:00 in the afternoon, we are going to have Senator Marshall's team here. They are here because of a partnership that we have statewide that will be signed with cybersecurity and McConnell Air Force Base. So there is a huge cybersecurity program that's going on there, and there are, I think, 5 community colleges. Obviously, Butler is one of those because of our cybersecurity program. And that's going to be big publicity. We will have signing by those presidents in one of the rooms at the Capitol on the 26th. So really cool event. And in conjunction with that, the thing that I think is super excited, which you will hear the news and publicity coming out on this pretty quick. We have also started a partnership with Augusta High School, and we will use that location as sort of a high school magnet spot for cybersecurity. And our faculty and our team, in Dr. Linden's area has worked really hard with our cybersecurity faculty members as well as their academic staff to put this program together and to meet the high school student needs for it. They will earn approximately 4 different industry certs as they go through the classes that have been laid out from it, and we're super excited about that. I mean, that's the kind of thing that we want. We also are going to invite students from other local high schools in Butler. They can also go to Augusta to be able to take part in that, or potentially Zoom in if they're unable to go. But rather than try to duplicate in different areas, we're trying to look at high schools that maybe are the host school, and cybersecurity really fit for Augusta, and Matt Ward's super excited, and we're very excited about it as well.
When does it start?
It will start in the fall,
Okay.
fall of 26. Yes, good question. Next on the list, I want to give you a little bit of update on the strategic plan because we went through that environmental scan. We are working on that. We're at the final stages of it. Probably we'll bring that to the board in February for you to look at. So taken the environmental scan and folded it into our strategic goals and priorities, made some changes and updates needed to fit that. We have some data sets that we're going to look at for each of those priorities, which we will then bring to the board each, board meeting. There'll be supplemental materials in the back that Aiden will talk about and answer questions on and let you know where we are. But a lot of work internally on that, and the environmental scan has been very instrumental in helping us look at those things. Update on a couple important search committee member or search committees that are taking place. The Chief Human Resources Officer, we are in the final stages of that, hoping to secure a candidate on that. We're in the reference checking stage, and we are beginning the first round interviews for the EVPA, Vice President of Academic position, this Friday. So we're making progress and we're moving along, and hopefully we'll have those employees in place without too much. And with that, that's the end of my report.
And may I ask again, Shelley, when is your last day? Oh, that's right. You're gonna, that's right. I remember now. Thank you.
It was gonna be this Friday.
But we're not allowing that.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
So what was the deal where was it? Was it January 26th? Was it the McConnell thing? When was that? What date was that?
January 26th is the day that we're going to be at the Capitol, and that's where we'll actually do the signing. But Senator Marshall's team, where some of that will be brought out in the news, is going to be on the 21st on our campus.
January 21st. Okay.
Yes, and actually that reminds me, because you said that and because I looked over it. Trustee Smith, I did tell him, he asked me a question, sent a question by email, and I want to make sure I answer that. We had an enrollment event at the service center, and he saw some billboards on that and asked some questions on that. And I want Dr. Oman to report on the enrollment, and then I'll talk about the billboards.
Happy to. So yes, on Friday from 3 to 7, we did have an enrollment event at the service center on South Rock Road. We enrolled 30 students and 201 credit hours.
And then also to go along with that, the billboards. So we don't have a lot of billboard marketing right now, but we did buy a 3-month option to use for whatever marketing we needed during those 3 months. We use it for the service events or for enrollment events, but also because we have late start classes that start at 12 weeks, 10 weeks, 8 weeks, 5 weeks. So we needed 3 months worth, but we don't get a ton off a billboard, but when we can use the electronic, it really helps. So I think we paid $2,800 over 3 months for those 3 billboards. So it's a minor amount, but yes.
Dr. Daniel, can you tell me what time the event on the 21st will?
1 p.m.
1 p.m. and where are we meeting here?
We don't know all the details, but
Okay.
it will be here. It most likely will be.
Okay, thank you.
Good. Thank you.
And please let Jennifer know if you're able to attend, because that would be great.
Okay, hearing no other questions, Dr. Daniel, thank you. Educational facilities, we touched on that before, but there's nothing. We were supposed to meet tomorrow. We found out today that was canceled, so I think it sounds like we're gonna meet.
It will be in
We will
March,
meet
yeah.
in March, okay. So we'll have an update then. Moving on to the monitoring report. Mark, floor is yours.
Good evening. I am Mark Jarvis and this is Megan Behrman. And we would like to start with a story of the urinary system. So
The what person?
the urinary system.
Oh,
A faculty member approached me one day and asked if I had poster sized paper because he had a wild idea, a spur of the moment idea. He was having a very difficult time conveying all of the details of this system to his students, and he thought maybe if they were to be able to illustrate it somehow and really get involved in it, they would have a better chance of committing it to memory. So I didn't have the paper that he wanted, but I connected him with someone in the art department, and he got paint and paper and everything. And the next week he told me, he said, "Jarvis, you got to hear about this." He said, it was just amazing. It really brought science to life for these kids, and they were able to visualize this stuff and showcase their creativity and their teamwork. And he went on to tell me about how they actually, you never hear this from students, but they demanded more time to work on it. And they were taking pictures with their pictures and so on. They were just really pleased with the work that they were able to produce for that. And I think that that's a great example of the kinds of collaborative work and creative work that can happen on our campus. I think that it's great to illustrate the kind of on the fly, out of the box thinking that our faculty are brave enough to do whenever they know that they could get to their students in creative ways. Our faculty over the years have become more and more bold and confident in innovating ways to inspire learning. And I think that it's just a great thing to observe and a great thing to be a part of. Our program is often called educational development or staff development. Offices like ours are sometimes called centers for teaching and learning, but we just stick with what it really is, which is faculty development. I used to tell my kids, my little kids, we teach teachers how to teach. And that's actually just the farthest thing from the truth. What my office is really all about is we're in the introductions business. So we introduce people to ideas. So it's like, hey, Bob, this is Kathy. Kathy's really good at helping students through wounded egos or whatever. And so we pair people up like that. And we're just basically all about helping faculty find innovative ways to get things done. So maybe Megan and I might be working through websites, or we did a AQ seminar online a while back, and we learn the content, and then we introduce faculty to that. Or we find faculty that are really gifted at something, and then we introduce faculty to one another. So that's really our job, is to introduce faculty to things and then just get out of their way. And we really love our jobs because we just feel like we just kind of help propel the machines.
You know, I echo everything Mark has just said. But one of the things he did not mention, which I find the most rewarding of our job, is that we offer support to these faculty members. We love sharing their stories of celebration, things that went really well, both in their personal lives as well as the classrooms. But then we also support the faculty when things don't go right, when the activity that they did just did not work. So I have an example. I had one faculty member come into my office and just say, "I am so frustrated. My students aren't doing what they're supposed to be doing. They're not prepared. They're not reading." And so we just sat down together and came up with something, a solution for him to try. And it was a simple, what we call a bell ringer, but just something very quick, a very low stakes assignment for their students. To prove that they had done the work, that they had prepared for class. And it became a routine. And guess what? He came back later and said, "You know what? My students are starting to read the material again. So thank you." And so it's, you know, that's what we're all about. It's not just giving them the newest tools or the latest pedagogy, but it's about support and helping them through those everyday hurdles that come with the job. And as I said before, we have an open door policy. We encourage our faculty to come in, sit down, tell us about their day, tell us about their wins, and tell us about things that they're struggling with. We're here for it all. Where's your office? We have two locations. So we are located in Andover in 5304. And then here we're in the 1500 building, kind of near Shannon Covert's office. So.
Here's the thing, education is like parenting. It's just like really messy, organic kind of work. And it's really unpredictable. It's hard to measure. Once I had identical twins, they were softball players, and I had both of them in my class, and they just learned completely differently, and they got different grades, and they had different feedback, and so it doesn't matter if your class period goes wonderfully, the next hour it might just tank. And you did everything exactly the same. You did everything right, and you just sometimes don't know. So, you know, it's hard for us to provide you with quantitative data that might reflect what our program's all about. We have SCADs and SCADs of qualitative data because we do reviews, we have learning communities, we participate in reflections and observations, and we get all kinds of appreciation cards and whatnot to share. But none of that's really the kind of things that you folks maybe count on. So it's sort of a challenge for us, but we do know that IR provides surveys and research data. Deans do observations. We do evaluations and observations of classes informally. Our peer-to-peer observation program tells us a lot. And I hope that you'll just continue to trust that even when the numbers are sparse, we're getting the job done, and we really appreciate your support.
So one of the things that we do in our department is we create all of the programs that you may have heard about. For example, today we just completed our second day of PDD or professional development. But one of the things that when we are creating these events, there's 3 words that stick in our minds that are our foundation for any event that we do. And those are our watchwords: teach, tech, and care. To us, again, these are more than just words. They're our foundation for the programming. So for example, we encourage pedagogical prowess. And then for those who want, we are willing to help them get to rise up to where they're level. We have a baseline for a tech skill, but we can also teach them how to bring up updates in their latest, in their LMS, or a student interactive presentation system that is new that we've learned, or most recently, AI. We excel at caring at Butler, and our office just highlights the wonders that happen in the classroom. We're an open access institution, and so our faculty are champions at adapting the material to get even every student the best chance for success. To help with this, we offer an increasing number of programs, again, such as our PDD that we did today. And any one of these programs, PDD, IDD, or a smaller program called Apex, we can offer anywhere between 80 and 30 individual workshops presented by faculty from Butler. So our experts here are the ones presenting these workshops. And again, everything we do is rooted in those 3 words: teach, tech, care. We host a new faculty institute in the fall to help get our new faculty acquainted. And with these events, we touch the lives of almost every staff and faculty member here at Butler. More exciting, our favorite program is a program called Summer Jam. We only do it on the even year, so we're doing it this year. We just unveiled the theme for it today. Since we've hosted it since 2014, we've pushed over 200 faculty members through it, and many of them continue with a year-long practicum through that intensive week of training, and that year-long practicum lasts the entire year.
So we're always trying to do new and different and innovative things, and that's worked out really well for us. When AI broke in late 22, we started with workshops that very next spring. By fall of 23, we had 2 nationally acclaimed presenters here to share some great strategies on AI, especially on how to evaluate non-traditional programming and projects in the classroom. Right after that, we launched a project called Future Foundry, which was a great learning community where faculty brought in ideas they had and things that they wanted to try to work with instead of against technology. But we're also trying to keep doing what we've done well in the past. We're always going to try to seek out what ways faculty want to improve and then help them find those ways to get better at what they do, introduce them to others that have already accomplished whatever it is they strive to do. And I think that that's going to continue to prosper for us.
As leaders in faculty development, we are brokers.
And for my 13 years here.
In my almost 5, we are the richest employees at Butler for having been entrusted in these roles. Thank you.
Moving on to our strategic discussion items, we've got our quarterly Cora update there. We had a chance to look at that. Anybody has any questions about any of the requests?
So the first 2 are basically the vendors that are looking for information so that they can hopefully solicit more vendors. dollars, and the last ones are mostly police reports.
These police reports and everything that will use to be.
No, I don't think so. You can.
A lot of times, you know, automobile accidents that take place in our parking lot. People are involved on the car, somebody needs to put in that. The incident that happened on May 9th, and then just a car impact. Very last one. Yeah, two question report for incident on May 9th. Yeah.
Moving on, an update on the health plan. Shelley.
I was like, hold my own mic, thank you. Okay, so we're here today with our IMA partners who are going to talk to you a little bit about our health plan and how we ended up the last year. Our plan runs from October 1 to September 30th. So it then takes a couple of months to kind of roll through those claims and so forth till we kind of see the whole picture of how we ended the year. So we like to really take an in-depth look at that, and we watch it all year long, but really to kind of see it at the end and how it all wrapped up is really helpful. So we have a handout for you that we're going to go through pretty quickly. Our IMA group is going to present this for you today, and they really are the ones that are keeping an eye on the ball on what's going on in the market, what we should be doing, what we can look at doing in the future. I'll tell you, our plan has been running really well since we self-funded in the last 4 years. We've come in at or under budget most years, and this year was no exception. So I'm pretty excited about that. Can't say that's always going to be the fact and always be the way it goes, but we have some really good partners helping us watch our risk and helping us anticipate the trends for the future. So I'm going to bring them up and let them tell you about it because they are the experts in all the data and that is available here. And they've got a handout, one of the things that I sent, that we had them sent to you. I'm going to let you guys introduce yourselves because you'll probably do a better job than I have. We're going to sing a song after it's all done, but
Well, I'm just going to quickly introduce myself and then pass it to my team who's going to run through this information for you guys. But first of all, thank you so much for giving us 15 minutes. I'm Christy Powell. I'm actually celebrating my 16th year at IMA, I think today. But Vanessa Keith is your account executive and Jennifer Somerville is your account analyst, and they're going to take you through the materials. But for the benefit of your new trustees, IMA has been partnered with the college since 2017. You guys were fully insured. We do a myriad of things for you guys. We have a regular meeting cadence with Shelley and HR and Kent, and also a fabulous benefits committee that's very dedicated to really understanding what the program is and how it works. But in addition to obviously marketing your health plan and brokering your health plan, we help you guys with compliance, with communications, a whole host of risk management, pharmacy consulting. And so we're really kind of all things employee benefits to the college. And we really appreciate the longstanding partnership and always open for feedback and questions are always warranted and welcomed. So I'll give it to the team. And I guess this is someone's. I don't know whose this one's is.
There you go. I'll stand behind the podium for ours.
Like Chrissy said, I'm Vanessa Keith,
I'm Jennifer Somerville.
and today we will go through a overview of financials for the year. And like Shelley mentioned, we also have some benchmarking that we want to share with you, as well as some thoughts on strategic vision for the long term of the health plan specifically. So Jennifer, I'll let you go ahead and get started.
So right out of the gate, I want to touch on what Christy mentioned, which your self-funded plan. So what that means is that if you are fully insured, which is what you were before we took you self-funded, is that if you're fully insured, you're paying premium to the insurance carrier, regardless of how you run. That premium is given to the carrier and they keep it. Next renewal, it's adjusted. When you're self-funded, we have an administrative fee to process claims. There is a stop loss premium. Any threshold above a set amount for an individual would be reimbursed by the stop loss carrier. And then the claims are paid on a variable basis. So there are a lot more moving parts and components within your plan comparatively to a fully insured.
And so we're going to go through the performance and what those components mean, how it ended up through September. So those of you that have that handout there on page 3, this is a high level overview of some of the information we're going to review. There is a 3-year look back where we can see that total cost per employee do rise year over year. We are going to dig into what makes up those total costs as well. One of the things that factors into the overall budget and how we measure the performance is the expected claims. That is put together with the help of Blue Cross Blue Shield, looking at 3 years of historical data to determine what those expected claims are. Through September of 2025, the community college ran at 91.3% of expected. So to Shelley's point, that is favorable, right? We see that that is under the expected claims overall. So when it falls below expected, it falls below budget oftentimes. And it's important to have reserve dollars when you're in a self-funded plan to manage that risk. Through the end of the last plan year, you now have 4.5 months of reserve dollars for claims at expected, which is right within a healthy range that we like to see you at. Last thing on this page on the right, the plan cost split, that does kind of illustrate how the components of the plan represent the total cost. Stop loss premiums, which is if an employee exceeds an established amount and claims, stop loss will begin to pay. It represents 27% of the overall cost. Administrative fees, Blue Cross just to process those claims is 4%. And then claims, which is the largest bucket at 69% of overall cost. Page 5. I'm not going to read this to you line by line, and we're not going to go through this level of detail. So I'm just going to kind of point out some important notes here. So page 5 is going to illustrate cash flow of the plan. Your contract with Blue Cross is based on when claims are incurred, when services are performed. What we're doing on page 5 is looking at it on a paid basis, regardless of incurred date. It's just when the cash was flowing, when reimbursements were received. So stop loss premium representing 26.9% of total employee costs. It does seem high compared to the reimbursements you are receiving. However, again, we always are looking at historical information as well. While it's going well now, a couple years ago, things were not going quite as favorable. There has historically been large claim activity, which does happen. That is what insurance is for as well. But because that high claim activity has reduced in the recent years, we did receive a favorable stop loss renewal for this October of 2025. Quickly, I will just let you know what we're looking at here before we move on. So columns 2 and 3, employees and membership. We have columns 4 and 5, which is what we call fixed costs. It's the administrative cost to Blue Cross plus stop loss premium to Blue Cross as well. Those combined are what we refer to as fixed costs. The dark blue 6 through 11, that is the claims portion of the paid claims. So we have gross medical and pharmacy in 6 and 7 that make up a total of 5.8 million in column 8. Individual stop loss reimbursements through that whole plan year is the $885,000. Again, that is on a paid basis. And then rebates, being self-funded allows you to receive returned rebates from Blue Cross. It's one of the advantages of the structure. So you have received $460,000 in rebates through this last plan year, which has helped you fall below that expected figure. So that is all combined to the net medical pharmacy claims of 4.5 million compared to expected claims at 4.9, resulting in the 91.3 of expected. I know that was really fast, but if we do have questions, please let me know.
Looks like we're at what, a little over 50% of the reimbursement on the stop loss compared to the premium. Is that about what is that pretty typical?
That loss ratio is a little bit low for the premium, right? But it's mostly because if you look back to 2022, 2023, where we were kind of upside down, and then before that, it was that way as well. This is more premium, paid to reimbursements received than we like to see, but that is also why we received a very favorable renewal. One of the other important factors is being with Blue Cross Blue Shield allows you to be within a shared risk program, which means that when you perform well or you perform poorly, you are receiving a renewal that is also contributed to by how other plans are performing. So when you run very well, you don't get quite as low of a renewal, but when you are running hot like you were a couple of years ago, you didn't receive as high. So it's just stability. But overall, we look at back 3 years and that's the contributing factor.
Okay, thank you.
And one thing I'm just kind of like add here, if you don't mind. With Blue Cross Blue Shield being our administrative services provider, we don't have the option not to be in their particular plan and their pool for stop loss. That being bundled in like that is where we have to utilize their services. So we don't have an option to pull out at this point and go ahead and get something lower cost.
And as Vanessa is going to talk about here in a moment, we do assess staying in that pool versus the advantages of pulling out each year with the HR team. So we're going to talk a little bit about that too.
What's our individual employee stop loss?
$75,000. At each renewal, we do an analysis to determine if the savings in premium is going to be a better decision versus the increase in claims if you took on more risk. So
Blue Cross wouldn't care if we adjusted our stop loss. That would just change the premium.
correct. If we increase it, you would save on premium, but you would take on more risk depending on how high we raise it. And we do that analysis by a couple segments of a proposal each year.
The first 2 years, we were at 50,000. And then we went ahead and moved up to 70,000.
We will likely be, it will be advantageous eventually to move up to say $100,000 income. On page 6, medical and pharmacy plan budget. So when we use the term budget, that is when we say Butler Community College's contribution towards premium and the employee contribution. Those together are the actual budget that we are using to base how we perform on this page here. So we call those the premium equivalents. So if we're not getting those rates just from Blue Cross, we are setting our budget with the help of Blue Cross. IMA also independently underwrites it, and that's how we come up with, we work with HR to set those contributions and the budget. So similar to the prior page, this is looking at it on a cash flow basis. We have the total fixed costs in column 3. That's the administration fee and the stop loss premium. The net claims are after the stop loss reimbursements and pharmacy rebates. So the total actual cost is fixed costs plus claims. So that is in column 5, we have the 6.5 million and then the total budgeted. So the employee and employer contributions together is the 6.7, which through this last plan year resulted in a surplus of $168,000. So that is just this last plan year. Again, the reserve is healthy at 4.5 months of risk.
Did we see much benefit on I don't know if it was last year or 2 years ago, there was the foreign sourced medication prescriptions?
Great point. One of the things that also on this report, we do include those claims that were sourced internationally from Canada. Those are included in the paid claims here, so they're included in the overall budget comparison. Any claims that are sourced internationally, we receive at about half the cost on average. And the participation is voluntary, but it has been very successful.
Your human resources team has done a phenomenal job at educating members since they enroll in the program. And since inception, which I believe we started in 2022, if I'm not mistaken, the college has saved $527,000 just by sourcing drugs at a lower rate. And then this year it's been $250,000 in total. So that program is definitely helping. And also the risk that you had from a claims perspective, a lot of it was due to pharmacies. So we've been able to eliminate some of that risk that was really driving renewals in perpetuity.
And then on page 7, when we look at high cost claimants, it's important to track this information a little bit differently than the cash flow way that we were looking at a paid basis previously. When it comes to high cost claimants, it's important to look at it just how Blue Cross does in terms of your stop loss contract. So that $75,000 deductible is on an incurred basis. And so that's how we're showing it here. So it is going to look a little bit different than those previous pages. There are, through this last plan year, there were 5 individuals that represented 20% of total paid claims. That does seem shocking. However, that is not unusual when there are high cost claimants. They can be high for an individual basis. Overall, there were 14 individuals that exceeded that $75,000 threshold, representing 31% of overall claims.
Is that about average from last year?
Oh, that's a really good question. I don't know off the top of my head. I do think it's actually a little bit lower than last year. I think last year it was, 16. It's a little bit lower than last year. Last year was 16.
It's still a little bit higher than we typically see. The college is on a conservative level on their self-loss, individual self-loss level, which is why Jennifer mentioned doing the analysis every year to see if that premium savings would equate to a positive move to increase that stop-loss as well.
Yeah. It is a larger number of claimants, but it was still advantageous based on the premium. Any questions on that year-end reporting before Vanessa dives into some of the strategic initiative?
Okay. So I'm the big picture gal. I'm the strategist that works with the college and the HR team. And I wanted to put together just a viewpoint for you to understand strategies we've implemented, strategies we've discussed and haven't moved forward with, and then 2026 and beyond, what we're really looking toward in the upcoming years. So I won't read everything to you. I'll hit on the high points. From a medical perspective, we've mentioned you moved from fully insured to self-funded. That has been a very positive move for the college. That reserve is very healthy. And so you're in a good position from a self-funding perspective. We also implemented that in the international sourcing program, which force led us to you stole my thunder. I was going to tell you how much you saved at this point. But that's okay. And then we made some plan changes based on feedback from employees. So we ran what we call a voice of the employee survey, got feedback from the employee base on benefit provisions that were in the plan. And we made some enriching decisions to the buy-up plan that is in place. And so we were able to actually enrich the plan without negatively impacting costs. From an ancillary perspective, we made some changes in carriers. That was mostly to facilitate a combination of carriers to ease on billing and administrative burden on the HR team, and consolidation on those carriers. When we talk about previous discussions, something that we did last year, and we promised the board last year that we would do, in the last 12 months, we ran a unbundled self-funded analysis. So right now, like Shelley had mentioned, everything is bundled together and everything is Blue Cross Blue Shield. There is a self-funded model that allows you to pull apart all of those pieces, the stop loss, the administration, the pharmacy, and rebuild a health plan. And there is savings to be had there. What we found in our exploration was on the pharmacy side, there was savings availability. And from a program's perspective, there, like the international sourcing program, there was also savings opportunity. Blue Cross's renewal came in at a negative 1% and the unbundled option was a negative 0.3%. So the decision was made to not upset the apple cart this year, but your insurance committee was very involved in that. I see a member from the insurance committee today. They were very involved in the process and we thank them for that, as well as your HR team for going through that process with us. So that's really the big strategy we're facilitating going forward, is whether or not long-term it would be financially beneficial for the college to move into an unbundled space. It opens up opportunities for point solutions to save on cost, cost transparency within contract from a pharmacy negotiation perspective. So there's just some positives in transparency as well as control that come with that type of model that you just don't get with Blue Cross. Blue Cross does great things. They're a great insurance carrier, but you just don't have that flexibility in a self-funded model with Blue Cross Blue Shield. From an ancillary line perspective, we always look at dental on a self-funded basis. It has a built-in stop with a benefit period maximum. We look at orthodontia added to the dental plan. That's something that gets requested. So we look at that every year. And a couple other vendors that are in the market. So Care Navigation, narrow network solutions. The college was in a narrow network solution when we started working with them. We moved that away because it was very complicated, but that is becoming a big topic in the market again. And then some ancillary benefits. Virtual mental health care is something that we've been discussing with the college to expand the availability to mental health care for employees, as well as things to take care of them holistically. So there is a vendor called Verta that is a family planning support vendor. There's a vendor called Empathy that is a bereavement support vendor. So really trying to look at the holistic care of the employee in the benefit package. Questions? Okay, Jennifer.
If I could just add one more thing, I'm sorry to interrupt, but just for understanding purposes, when we do unbundled, if we go unbundled, it will create disruption of who's in our network, what medications are covered at what price points and things like that, or even if they're available. So when we look overall at the cost savings to go unbundled versus the disruption to our members, we have to weigh that pretty heavily because that it will cause a pretty big disruption. One of the main disruptions is that Blue Cross Blue Shield is not offered in the self-bundled. So we have to find a different vendor and those type of things. So, and our employees are pretty spoiled by Blue Cross Blue Shield. They're a good plan. So anyway, just wanted to add that for some context.
That's a good point. Disruption is always part of our analysis so that we can capture that so you're to make the decision appropriately for that move before.
Thanks, Shelley. Sorry. No, thank you. Okay, so I'm going to direct us to pages 11 and 12. Here's just some high-level benchmarking to see how we compare. We have our benchmarking tool, benchmark.com, and this is educational colleges and universities comparing to 142 other employers. On page 11, this is specifically PPO plan benchmarking. So the green just indicates that it is more favorable than the benchmark average, red, less favorable. You have one plan with a deductible that is better than the benchmark average that we see all the way on the right, the benchmark average being $1,350, and then you have a $3,000 deductible. That is typical to see that spread of choice where you have an enhanced plan and a more cost-effective plan. Your maximum out of pocket, it is a little bit higher at $6,000 compared to the benchmark average of $5,000, but not much. Medical copays, it is normal for us to see the split copay here compared differently to the PPO benchmark. There are still some plans specifically within Blue Cross that still have just one copay. It has been advantageous for the college to split those out between primary and specialist. It's cost effective that way. Pharmacy copays, it's kind of a mixed bag. And then total premium, it's a little bit more nuanced than just straight dollars in terms of premium when you're self-funded. Again, remember when we talked about that budget where we have the employer and the employee contributions combined to represent that premium equivalent. That's what you're seeing here. And so any dollars that are not spent from this premium from the budget, that then goes into your reserve. So while it does show as higher than benchmark on the employee only, it's a little bit more nuanced than that too. So just bear in mind it's being compared to other fully insured plans too. Employee contribution, though, you're green across the board. Your employees, of course, receive a rich benefit from the college, and it does compare favorably. It is similar on page 12 with the high deductible health plan. The average deductible for the benchmark cohort is $3,300. That is going to continue to index up. I believe in 2026 now it's actually $3,400. And so yours is hovering right around there. It's barely higher. Maximum out of pocket, though, is very favorable. Once employees meet that deductible, they no longer have to pay anything. So that is a really wonderful benefit. And then again, employee contribution is favorable compared to benchmark. And then the very last thing I will leave you with is on page 13. So we talked a lot about how you performed, but I just wanted to show you how this looks compared to national trends. So we have the Siegel National Trend Survey, and so we can look back to 2021 when we first went self-funded, looking at the total plan performance from that time, where Butler Community College average trend is 4.4 compared to the national average trend of 7.7 based on actual cost. So while total cost has increased in the last couple of years, these mechanisms that we've been able to deploy, those strategies, they are working to suppress the trend, and that really is the goal. Any questions? Your favorite topic, I'm sure.
Absolutely. Thanks for the opportunity.
Thank
you very much.
Thank you all for coming over. Yeah. Thanks, Shelley, for all the work you guys are doing on this. Moving on, board action item is the retirement of Stephanie Pratt. Shelley, are you the spokesperson for this? Oh, nope. Jessica, all yours.
My wife sent me a text that's that long she'd like me to read about Stephanie.
Oh, okay.
So
Hey.
I didn't expect it to be quite that long.
All right, well, I'll go first, then
All
I'll
right.
turn it over to you, okay? Okay, so Stephanie is currently an international advisor, and she's worked with our international students here since 2014. She began as an international specialist here at the El Dorado campus, eventually moved into a part-time advisor role, and before she became a full-time advisor, international advisor in Andover in 2016. While she was at Butler, she completed both her master's and her doctorate degrees. As an advisor, she's facilitated our International Student Association and the events that go along with that. And she's also served as our principal designated school officer within the CBIS government system for international students. As an advisor, she serves as a tireless advocate for her students. And outside of her advising duties, she's led several study tour trips to she's been to London, Paris, Amsterdam, and other European cities. So we are going to miss her greatly on our team. Thank you.
All right, and what I have. She sent this right as I walked in, so I haven't really had a chance to read it, but I will just read it. It says, to President Daniel, the Board of Trustees, and all faculty and staff of BCCC, I wanted to express to you the positive impact that Stephanie Prock has had on me / our family over the last 10 years. I had the immense pleasure of having her be an academic advisor with 6 of my 9 children during their high school careers for dual credit. My oldest child started her junior year of high school in 2015, and thankfully, all caps, Stephanie was our advisor. I've been blessed to stay at home and raise my children, and for the last 21 years, I've had the pleasure of getting to homeschool them. It was very comforting to know that Stephanie had homeschooled her 3 children for a season as well. She understood how we homeschoolers think and do things. It was always a blessing to get to work with her. Even when she switched to international students, she was always very gracious with her time, and we were patient and waited in the waiting room to be able to get to choose classes with her once her international students were taken care of. To say that she cares about each student she came in contact with is an understatement. She was always very professional, yet extremely personable. There may have been a semester or two when I had 3 kids enrolling at the same time in her office. And then a smiley face sweat emoji. Or maybe that's crying tear. I don't know. I don't know my emojis very well. She'd just zip over and snag another chair or two, depending on the need. Unfortunately, there was one semester when we didn't get to enroll with Stephanie, and the individual we had was not friendly to the homeschool community at all. This was forever ago when we would enroll at the old Andover High School. I'm so thankful that Stephanie was the first advisor we worked with, because if she wasn't, we would not have continued to keep coming back semester after semester, year after year. I know that she'll be missed by her colleagues and by many homeschool mamas that I've blabbed to over the years. Honestly, I'm only slightly hesitant about breaking in a new advisor with the last 3 starting next fall, with a winky face tongue out emoji. I wish her much success and know that she will be an immense blessing to those around her wherever she may go next. Most sincerely, Heather Smith.
Oh, very nice. Very
It's always been great for my kids. Like, go talk to Stephanie, the lady with the nose ring, go find her. But my wife would take them.
Well, Shelby, do you want to make the motion?
Oh, yeah, that'd be great. I move to accept the retirement of Stephanie Proctor.
Second.
Trustee Good,
Yes.
trustee Howell,
Yes.
trustee Rhodes.
Yes.
Trustee Hueslick,
Yes.
trustee Shear.
Yes.
Trustee Brown,
Yes.
trustee Smith.
Yes. 7-0, thanks all. Consent agenda, we didn't move anything out of it, so would entertain a motion to approve that as presented.
I move that we accept to approve the consent agenda.
Second.
Trustee Good,
Yes.
trustee Howell, trustee Rhodes.
Yes.
Trustee Hueslick,
Yes.
trustee Shear.
Yes.
Trustee Brown,
Yes.
trustee Smith.
Yes. Okay, KPI supplemental information is on page 205. Anything of note?
I would actually just offer a couple things as context. So a lot of the supplemental information that you see here, we actually reviewed with all the faculty today at a programmatic level, hoping to make this kind of a continuous improvement opportunity we do year after year. So I just want you to know that the faculty are engaged in looking at this stuff. So it's very important. We appreciate it. And two, we do have a grant writer that will be starting later.
Woohoo!
Good.
Wonderful.
Somebody text Linda Jolly right now.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Yes, thank you. Notes calendar. Dr. Daniel, anything else to?
No, but you know, can you come out with basketball? No.
They are really on a roll. Saturday's ball game was really good and had a lot of people there. Yeah,
Do they always play together?
yes.
So,
Well, some of the preseason games are not together, but once the conference games start, they're always together. The women will play on Saturdays at 2 and 4, and on Wednesdays at 5:30 and 7:30.
okay.
And there's a whole bunch of Wednesdays because I put them all down on my calendar. So there's a whole bunch of Wednesdays and then the Saturdays seem to be away for a while. And believe it or not, softball, baseball gets started the first part of February. First part of February. It will be cold, but
And Jim knows this, but Eric, if you're interested in going to these, talk with Dr. Daniel and they can arrange tickets. So yes. Mary Martha, did you have something?
I would like to go into executive session for approximately 15 minutes
Okay.
on prior legal issues, and I'd like Shelley to be there.
Okay.
Please. Just for 15 minutes, that's all.
We don't have it on the agenda, so I don't know that we can take action coming out of it. But I don't think that prohibits us from going into.
There won't be any action.
That somebody's got to have more Robert's rules than I do.
Close the meeting.
She can make a motion, we get
Okay.
a second and just
Well, then-
do it. Somebody want to?
I would like to move that we recess into executive session to discuss prior legal issues, to include all the Board of Trustees and Shelley and probably Bill for approximately 15 minutes.
Yes, Dr. Daniel, you'll need to.
Oh, I always count you in.
When you do those, are you going to jinx us with the 15 minutes though?
No.
Okay. Mary Martha, do the issues, without going into too much detail in the open, do the issues involve non-elected personnel?
Oh, no. Oh, okay.
And without council present, I don't know that we have a basis to go into exec session just to talk about legal issues, but if it's not elected
Prior.
personnel, then we can do that separately.
I think what she's saying is she wants to talk about an issue of non-elected personnel.
Okay, right.
Okay.
You want to read? Are you okay with amending your motion?
Yes, I am.
That,
I amend it.
one second. Okay. Let's,
Okay, trustee Good,
Yes.
trustee Howell.
Yes.
Trustee Rhodes.
yes.
Trustee Hueslick,
Yep.
trustee Shear.
Yes.
Trustee Brown,
Yes.
trustee Smith.
Yes, okay. We'll recess to the president's boardroom. For those that are here, thanks for being here. We have nothing else on the agenda, so I expect that we'll adjourn when we come out of executive.
Pass that to Jennifer.